What I wanted to ask you was कि इस month because usually तुम्हें पता है we stay away from quote unquote issues वाली बातें on the podcast, but मैंने सोचा था I was going over this theme कि चलो जी 75 years हो गए and let's talk to different people about how is Pakistan doing. This was like a few weeks ago and I mentioned to you कि ये हो रहा है. उसके बाद से like over the past 5 days Pakistan's pretty fucked
A
in
lot
the
has
sense
happened. 5 days in 5 days.
yeah,
Pakistan in
yeah.
5 days is like 5 years.
Yeah, or मतलब we've had these wild मतलब वैसे ही गर्मी थी. There was heat waves and shit, and then फिर बारिशें हो गई, कराची डूब गया, and then we're like अच्छा चलो ठीक है, we're getting through this, and now पूरा मुल्क डूब गया. What I was wondering was, you have this interest in psychology, and also you've been all over Pakistan,
Yeah.
much more than like the average city person, I guess, would even want to. Because
Mhm.
like if you're an urban person, आप कराची के साथ आप शायद लाहौर चले जाएंगे,
Yeah,
शायद आप
yeah, yeah.
इस्लामाबाद चले जाएंगे,
Exactly. Because आप
नॉर्दर्न
कहते हैं
एरियाज
वो
चले
हमारे
जाएंगे.
जैसे हैं ना, वो हमारे
हाँ
जैसे हैं.
हाँ. You won't go to Balochistan, you won't go to
No.
like interior and anywhere
Yeah.
non-urban.
Yeah.
तो मुझे ये बताओ, how you've spoken to a lot of people.
Hmm.
uh, पाकिस्तान में हालात तो कभी से अच्छे नहीं है, right?
नहीं.
For like a
नहीं.
long time.
नहीं.
And that sort of ये हम resilience वाली बातें भी कर रहे होते हैं वगैरह. Why, how are people feeling about their future? Is it just कि बस हाँ यार day to day हमें जिंदगी गुजारनी है because हम जिंदा हैं?
No.
Um,
The thing is, एक जो बात आपको जो सबसे पहले conflict करती है when you're traveling and when you go to other parts of Pakistan, specifically out of the urban bubbles,
yeah,
is कि आपको जो urban rural divide है ना, एक वो it like smacks you in the face. Like जो मेरी problems होंगी, जैसे लाइक जो मैं बातें कर रहा हूँ अभी, हो यार मुझे लाइक इतना पे नहीं करते, मुझे वहां ज्यादा पे करते हैं, ये वाली बातें, टू देम दिस साउंड्स लाइक शैंपेन प्रॉब्लम्स. वो कहेंगे
yeah,
ये क्या
yeah.
बकवास कर रहा है, हमारे पास तो है ही नहीं, कुछ है ही
Hmm.
नहीं यार, दोस थिंग्स. So like again हमारे problems and everything are very different. And another thing which is very interesting is like when I go to, like, a lot of people have a habit on shitting on Karachi, and
Hmm.
rightfully so, because
Sure, sure.
Karachi is dysfunctional and uske bade masle and everything.
हाँ.
But when you go out of Karachi to other parts of the country, like into the heartland here, and you tell them you're from Karachi, हर बंदे की जो आंखें होती है ना,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it just like light up, ठीक है.
yeah.
They want to tell you about, ओ मैं भी गया था, या मेरा ये कोई रिश्तेदार गया था, या मैंने वहां टैक्सी चलाई थी, मैंने ये किया था. एंड दैट्स व्हेन यू रियलाइज दैट what a privilege it is to live in the city like Karachi, like New York, Pakistan. That's how literally it is, and you start looking at it from that perspective, and that is how they view you as.
Yeah.
कि अरे ये तो कहाँ से आए, oh कराची से आए and everything, and that's when you realize all that. So like again, like how people are feeling, it's like when they talk to me, it's like somehow they want me to find them something in Karachi. They see as
Right.
Karachi is like a big opportunity hai yahan, bada wo hai. But at the same time, there's also a lot of, like people are also scared. Like
Yeah.
it's also that wala time where people are a lot self-censoring a lot. And khul ke baat nahi kar rahe.
Okay.
Even if you want to talk to them about issues, ke कैसे हैं हालात, क्या हालात हैं,
हाँ.
they don't trust me. I just came to their place, ठीक है.
Right.
And people right now in Pakistan, there is what it's going through, there is a lot of, it's very different in the sense ki, and it's very extreme. Like let me put this into words. There is one part of Pakistan which is self-censoring, but there's a one part jahan bilkul censor sab khatam ho gaya hai. Like,
Hmm.
and log itna khul ke bol rahe hain, you're like, bro, that is not okay to say
Yeah.
in public. What is wrong with you,
अच्छा.
and like, and so, and that's where, and I find myself like, as someone who lives online, just ki I have as an online presence and everything, at a very crisis type of point where, like, like you don't want to self censor also, because you want to speak the truth कि क्या
Yeah.
हो रहा है मुल्क
Yeah.
में. But there's a part of you, they're like, यार ये नहीं बोल सकते जानी, ये
Yeah. Yeah.
ये
Yeah.
क्या हो गया तुझे, ठीक है.
Yeah.
So like, yeah,
So the
Pakistan
people
is,
who, when they talk to you and they're self-censoring, उनको ये लग रहा है कि अगर उन्होंने ज़्यादा अपने मसले बता दिए तो they will get into trouble, perhaps.
like let me elaborate. Like basically, like if I like I've recently been to Balochistan quite a few
हाँ,
times, ठीक है,
हाँ.
recently, and Balochistan has issues, and Balochistan has a lot of issues, a lot of
और अब
self
तो
create.
it's
अब तो
like the
it's just
worst affected.
amplified. It's
Yeah.
amplified. It's amplified. So अगर आप वहां जाएं, And initially जो होगा 1-2 दिन, and if you're with the local, वो आपसे बात, they're very hospitable probably, and I've always said Balochistan में the Baloch are the most hospitable people in all of Pakistan. If I were to rank all of the
Right,
regions of
right,
Pakistan, I'd
right.
say Balochistan is like, people have gone above and beyond, above and beyond. Jabki I'm not from there, and there's this underlying backdrop of
Yeah.
conflict and everything. Like, they have every reason to be dicks to me, but नहीं, बिल्कुल भी नहीं. In fact, के बाहर से I guess that they're going out of their way. कुछ होगा भी नहीं उनके पास. Like they've done a lot, but जब बात करने पे आती है, it's like, and I ask very simple open-ended questions हर जगह जाता हूँ. मैं कहता हूँ, ओ हालात कैसे हैं, क्या काम कैसा चल रहा है यहाँ. Nothing. They would not say anything. Like, they would just look at each other like, okay, is it safe to talk to him? Is it safe to talk in front of him or not?
Yeah.
And or who is this person? और ये किस inference से पूछ रहा है, किस नजरिए से पूछ रहा है, ये कौन है? You know, that kind of thing. And then I think the third day, like once they had my trust and they realized, अच्छा सही है, he's just generally curious.
Yeah, yeah,
And they just started telling me too much. I was like, bro,
yeah,
I don't think I
yeah.
can handle this much. You know, I need some time to process all this. But yeah, it was
Huh.
very sad. Like what you hear about, like the poverty, how underdeveloped it is. Then you hear about their issues, and it's sad. It's sad. It's very very sad. And also how it is not reported on. Like one thing which I made a reel on Balochistan,
Yeah, yeah.
and that Balochistan was flooding, and I did this a month back. एक महीने पहले मैं बताया था कि बलोचिस्तान में फ्लड आ गए हैं. ये मैंने पूरी रील बनाई थी कि
Yeah,
ये
yeah.
neglected province and everything. It was 1 month back. It made it to the news now
Wow.
once Sindh and Punjab got flooded. अभी
Yeah.
news में आया है, like इस हफ्ते. It was 1 month back. It was already flooding. And मेरे लिए ये reconcile करना बड़ा मुश्किल था कि यार ये एक हमारा मुल्क का ही part है. But we so obviously treat it differently.
Yeah.
We don't
Huh.
report on it. We don't acknowledge it and everything. And even the people over there, वो डरते हैं आपको बताने से, which is so messed up. So like
Huh.
ये like वो आपको डरते हैं बताने से क्योंकि उनको लगता है यार अगर मैं बता दूंगा ज्यादा तो you know, like गिला शिकवा भी करना गलत है. You know, that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So that's how messed up. Like one thing I made a post about, like in every part of Pakistan you go, so like what is the first thing someone asks
Yeah,
you? And
yeah.
हर region में different है, हर region में different है. And I've noticed it's a pattern. Like Punjab में सबसे पहले like very coyly they try to ask you your religion. मेरा second name
That's
Hassan है, so they
yeah, yeah.
so they want to know. They just want to know.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah, yeah.
hey bro, are you not? You know, like. Whoa, where do
हाँ.
you belong? So there,
Shia तो नहीं हो.
Shia तो नहीं हो, yeah, Elit है, Shia तो नहीं है, and they're very like tactful of that.
Sure, sure.
They think they're being tactful. I was like,
हाँ.
Jani, this is not the first time it's happened. ठीक है. Sindh में they want to know your race. Clearly, they just want to know, are you Sindhi or you're not Sindhi, and they
Right,
want to
right.
ask you that. And they're very very like in your face about it. Like they really
Sure.
just generally. And in KPK and GB, surprise, they want to know your profession. And like, उनका बस चले वो पूछे आप कितना पैसा बनाता है. They want to know this.
Right.
They want to know what do you do and everything. And they're very like,
हाँ.
they want to know that. Like, लग रहा है कि जैसे रिश्ता भेजने वाले हैं आपके घर, ठीक है.
हाँ.
And Balochistan में they don't ask questions. Like, I wish they'd ask questions,
Really?
but they don't. They डरते हैं आपसे बात करने से डरते हैं as an outsider. Only part in Pakistan, even where if you're trying to take pictures of people also, they don't want you to take pictures of them. They're very suspicious of cameras. And in fact, they get angry. And this has never happened in Pakistan. Like, अगर मैं पेशावर जाऊं तो लोग लड़ते हैं, आपने हमारा तस्वीर क्यों नहीं लिया? आपने like उनका मूड खराब हो जाता है कि पीछे पीछे चलते हुए आ रहे होंगे, मेरी तस्वीर भी लो, और फिर फुल पोज मारेंगे. और वो like Balochistan, only part of Pakistan where like I have been, where people like run away from the camera. They're very hospitable, but they don't want to talk to you much. They don't, because they don't know how it will be taken, how it will be misconstrued. They don't know who you are. That's how it is. Like, so like it varies from like region to region. Pakistan, it's very hard. Like, sorry for the long answer, but it's very hard to like generalize and say कि यार this is what people are feeling in Pakistan, because हर region की politics and everything is very different.
Yeah. नहीं, but Balochistan obviously, you know, we for the reasons mentioned before will not get into too much detail. But
no,
अगर आपको news का अंदाजा है तो you know why they will be suspicious of everything.
Of course,
from an
of
outsider.
course, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Like,
it makes sense. But yeah, क्योंकि क्या मैं पूछ रहा था?
एक चीज जरूर पूछते वो लड़साने की, आप
हाँ.
पंजाबी तो नहीं है, बस ये जरूर पूछते. That is what
Which also
they're like
aligns.
they're
Which
they're like they're
yeah.
like इसको तो ट्रस्ट नहीं करो, इसके सामने कुछ नहीं बोलूंगा. सो लाइक ऐसे नहीं, पंजाबी नहीं है. अच्छा कहाँ से? कराची से? अच्छा कराची वाला है. अच्छा, so
Yeah.
allies, kind of like allies. So they're
Sort
gonna
of.
like
Yeah.
test you. They're gonna
Yeah.
test
Yeah.
sort of. They're
Yeah.
like कराची तो हम आते जाते रहते एग्जाम देने, you know. So they're like maybe हम इसको थोड़ा कुछ थोड़ा थोड़ा बता सकते
Yeah.
हैं.
But
Yeah, so that